Good morning. My name is Carl Spencer. I'll be hosting this Safety Pal webinar for monitoring, measuring and reporting of health and safety performance in your business. Your screen's going to change shortly in order to maximize the benefits of the slides I'm going to show. So let's get straight into it. So the Management Health and Safety Regulations detail a document called HSG 65. It's available on the Health and Safety Executive website, and you can see here you can download it for free. And under that HSG 65 document, it details 4 steps: plan, do, check, and act. And it's this element that we're doing today in this webinar, check. So we're checking health and safety performance, incident reporting, near misses, etc. And again, you can download HSG 65 for free from the Health and Safety Executive website. Monitoring and reporting, they're important parts of health and safety arrangements in our business. They're hugely important to understanding that we're doing everything to prevent harm. And we need to use the same approach to monitor health and safety performance as we would do in other aspects of our business. Again, there's other ways that you monitor performance and work-related things. Again, we need to do the same in health and safety. And what can we monitor? What can we check and monitor in order to fulfill our legal requirements? Well, the first thing we need to be looking at massively is standards. And standards are not just a set of files and procedures that we have on a shelf somewhere. Standards need to be fluid, need to be regularly reviewed and checked that they fit our business model and our current status of the business. Again, having a standard on a shelf, a piece of paper on a shelf that tells us what we're going to do, is actually no way of knowing that it's being done. We also need to regularly review our supply chain, our contractors, because that's a huge element that businesses need to fall short on. And if they're not managing their subcontractors, then they're failing to comply with Section 3 of the Health and Safety at Work Act. Section 2 of the Health and Safety at Work Act is your own employees, the responsibility and duty of care you have to them. And Section 3 of the Health and Safety at Work Act is that responsibility you have to contractors to ensure that you're doing so far as is reasonably practicable to prevent harm to them. So it's important that we regularly review their operations and procedures and that they are working within the restrictions that you've applied. And obviously incidents, to look at positive interventions and near misses, to review this and see if we have had an incident, how can we better improve to make sure it doesn't happen again? How can we share that between different areas of our business to, again, prevent harm, which is the ultimate requirement of the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, to prevent harm. And lastly, job performance. So if we can make jobs more streamlined, easier, all the tools and equipment and documentation available at that work at hand, he's not going to take any risks. She's not going to cut any corners. Again, we're improving based on what we're reviewing and looking at. And that's what monitoring and reporting is all about. And if not anything, just to understand that everything you've got in place is working. Without checking it, I don't think you could really know that. So the plans that you have in place, they need to be implemented. That's one of the big key areas that HSG 65 will cover. So it's, again, not just having a document or a file on a shelf, on a server, in a filing cabinet somewhere. It's about checking that it's being implemented. But paperwork on its own is not a good performance measure. So if we've created a policy when our company was incorporated and nobody's really read it or updated it since, or even checked that the people are adhering to it, that's not good performance. And also, we need to assess how well risks are being controlled and that you're achieving what you need to be doing. So if we've done a risk assessment, and in the risk assessment, we've got a control measure in place. Now, it's been written on the document, but nobody's actually gone and checked that control measure has been put in place in the workplace, on the site, on the shop floor, in the office. And if nobody's checked that's been put in place, then the document we've written becomes really useless. But not only checking that it's been put in place, that the procedures and the control measures and that risk management is being adhered to by the worker, by the contractor. So you've got a great document. All we simply need to do is go and check that it's been implemented. And if we bring our whole team into these, it will help us improve. If we investigate the causes of accidents and incidents and near misses with our whole team, as the health and safety executive would recommend, then we're improving all elements of the business. And then by getting all that data together in one place, we've now got a place where we can analyze it. And by analyzing it, it will reveal relationships, patterns, trends. So if we can see that James, every time that James goes on a job, it's always 20 hours longer than what we designed it to be. If we know we're using contractor X, there always seems to be a near miss when contractor X is working on site. Again, we can look at the data we've compiled and we can analyze it to see what we can do going forward. And it's only once we've got all that, we're in a position to draw a conclusion, to actually better improve. And we also see a lot of negative management. So most businesses today will feel the need to implement more resource and systems to correlate performance and to analyze all this data. That's something that businesses will be thinking about today. Well, if I need to monitor and perform as the HSG 65 requires me to do, then what more resource do I need to add? How much time is that going to cost me in my business today? Because I'm struggling with time as it is. So although directors know that this measurement will improve performance, the limited view can only see the immediate increase in costs. And it's for that reason that we kind of need to look at creating an ability to efficiently report and measure the data, and then have a wider impact on prevention and protection. And it's that we're faced with the challenge. Because if businesses feel it's going to cost, then they'll not do it. And if we can challenge that one, then we've helped prevention and protection. So the health and safety executive, they strongly recommend to involve everyone in the monitoring process. Again, if you look into the HSG 65, or if you look at HSG 159, that is based on your contractors. There is links on our website. So they recommend you involve everyone in the monitoring process because that helps improve, helps engagement. Encourage workers to monitor their own work areas. Look at their own workbench, look at their own work area, their desk area, you know, the access to and from many areas they're working on, the sites. If they look and then they can do something about it and report it back to managers, then managers have that data to then say, right, what can we do to improve that more? Now, if that manager doesn't do anything about it, then you've lost the encouragement from the worker because he's going to feel, well, there's no point in reporting it because nobody does anything about it. And that's when accidents happen and workers get injured, or even worse, fatalities happen. So it's that encouragement that we need to put into our business, but only from doing effective monitoring and reporting can we find that. And sharing these reports with everyone in the organisation is, again, a huge recommendation from the health and safety executive. Letting the senior managers look at this, and the workers also know there's no divide between top down and bottom up, that we're all working together to make sure that the worker can go home safe at the end of the day. So how can Safety Pal help? We now know that we need to do reporting and monitoring. It's detailed in HSG 65. It's detailed under the Health and Safety at Work Act. But we also know from them few slides that there's an impression that businesses are restricted because of cost and resource in order to do this. So that's an element that we need to factor in when we designed Safety Pal. So what Safety Pal can do in your business, there's many elements to it, and we're just going to look at the reporting and auditing, as you know. Now, a lot of these other divisions and departments are interlinked, processes are interlinked. And maybe one of the furthest arms that you have away is your supply chain, your contractors. They kind of sit outside, but as I previously mentioned, they do come under Section 3 of the Health and Safety at Work Act. So we just need to efficiently link all this up. From our main dashboard, we can instantly see work audits and reports. And we can see the last work inspection was 2 weeks ago. Simple, one click, and you can go, the last work inspection in our organisation was done 2 weeks ago. And then we can also see we've got 23 good working practices, we've got work stoppages, we've got positive interventions and near misses, all in one place, all collated in one place, so you can review and analyse. And also, because the dashboard is live and based on each individual manager, worker or colleague, you can actually see on your dashboard if you've been assigned to close out a spot check and audit, or if you've actually assigned somebody to close one out and they're still not been actioned yet. It's all information you have instantly in your dashboard. And we can filter out these reports, so we can look independently at good working practices, work stoppage, positive interventions and near misses. And we can look at it in detail, so we can click the details of that report, that audit, that spot check, that check, as it says in HSG 65. And if we go through to that check, we can see when that spot check was done. The worker attended site, clicked on the button to do a work audit, a spot check, uploaded a photo, put some description in there, and then assigned that to a senior manager to sign off because there was an action resulting from that spot check. And when that manager logs on and checks it, then we've also recorded the appropriate action taken and the date and timestamp when it was closed out. All very simple and all easily in one place, using the tools that that worker has with him at the time, and allowing managers to look in and see this. Or even senior directors look at their organisation and go, yes, my standards, policies and procedures are being implemented. Now that's fine for one element of it, but the health and safety executive will want a little bit more. They will ask other questions if they was to attend your site to give you an audit, and that would be to go through to the job to find out about risk assessments, method statements. So because Safety Pal links all these together, we can instantly see when that job was created, when the permit work was released, providing the safe system of work, when toolbox talks was done, spot checks done, when the job was closed out and cleared. We can see the individual managers that were responsible for certain elements of that project. We can also see risk assessments and method statements, all fully secure in the cloud under our SSL certification. And you can link through and look at them risk assessments, the different versions. Also, any induction safety videos you've had on that job, or even any job documents you've put on there, drawings, plans, construction phase plans, anything that you've put in part of that job that helps that worker do the job better. Everything is linked in Safety Pal. So when you're auditing the worker, you're actually auditing the job performance as well. And that's what streamlines reporting and auditing. We can also look at, when we've sent a safety alert, a safety notification, a company policy, a procedure. We can see who's actually read and not read that document. From easily one click in one place, we can see that 2 people have read that and 12 hasn't. And now we know that 12 workers haven't. We now need to do something about that. From instantly knowing that, we can click the view, we can see the 12 people that haven't read it, and we can follow up. We wouldn't have known that if we couldn't create a report from it, or we didn't have that accurate data to analyse in the first instance. And also, safety alerts and safety notifications are great as a piece of paper, but also we don't want long-winded documents. We can do these better in video format, media formats. And again, even if we've created a video, we can still see who's viewed the video and who's not viewed the video, and go view to actually re-invite them to watch that video or check that when that contractor's arrived on site. Instant reporting and all collated data that Safety Valve's bringing together behind the scenes to allow you to do your work better. An expiry report, so we can also just click on the main account and look at anything in our organisation that's expired. That's expiring in 30 days, 60 days or 90 days, to ensure that we're fully proactive, to ensure that that worker has got the PAT test certificates for that piece of equipment or the calibration certificates for them instruments, or that workers' accreditation certification is in date, not actually checking on site at the point of time when the work has to come back and cancel the work, costing us money. Let's proactively look and manage this. Because again, it will say this in your standards and procedures, it's just a matter of checking and implementing. And also looking at data metrics in the company, a huge tool for the board, for the senior managers or directors to look at what's happening in my organisation as a summary report for that month. And Safety Valve's bringing all that data together in an easy view to look at expirations, to look at business hours, any spot checks, job performance. They can see it all in one place. And that summary report is also available for your suppliers. So not only will we send out the pre-qualifying questionnaire for a supplier that we know will sit on the shelf or in filing cabinet until the next year, but also live data metrics to know what they are doing and how they are performing. So legislation does expect you to monitor and report, as we detailed under HSG 65. What Safety Valve just wants to do is give you the tools to do this efficiently, tools that you have with you every day. It also wants to allow self-reporting and allow a manager to overview to be more effective, exactly as HSG 65 requires you to do. And also in this litigious age, we can give the proof that the checks were actually completed. So it's fully auditable by the health and safety executive or by your clients in creating kudos in your business or any other accreditations that you're looking to achieve. If you're looking to achieve any safe schemes in procurement, then they will be needing this information to give you that certification. ISO 45001, everything is fully auditable to achieve that certification. And that's all because you've done the reporting and monitoring. So Safety Valve Plan, Act and Learn simply gives you all the tools to be efficient and effective and the proof it's auditable. And again, because everything is linked, resource and time is a bigger benefit in your business. Less resource needed, and you've got more time to be more proactive because you're allowing Safety Valve to do all the work behind the scenes and to collate all that data together into one efficient place. The Safety Valve gives you instant access, 24/7, 365 to all that data on any device. Everything is linked to reduce resource, to improve efficiency, and to reduce costs. We've also got that live data, so any manager, director, or board member can look into this on the monthly reports, on the monthly safety meetings. You can actually ensure that what you're talking about is real live data collated. And also self-reporting to bring them work as part of that business, not disjoin them, but encourage them to help us prevent harm. And then ultimately that proof, to prove you have done it. Because if you can't prove you've done it, you haven't done it. That's how it would be looked at by health and safety lawyers or the health and safety executive. So you have a choice. We can continue no reporting, limited reporting, no monitoring, and remain at risk. Or we can look forward and do effective monitoring, improve our health and safety performance, improving our job performance, job management, health and safety management, worker management, and then ensure that we're all safer, smarter, and a more compliant company. That's how Safety Bell can work with you. So it's your choice. It is entirely up to you. I can't do anything more about that. So that brings to the end of the webinar. So if you do need any more information about Safety Bell, you can click on the website and book a demonstration, and we can show you the reporting and auditing or any of the elements that you need to see. It only takes about 20 minutes. And we can do this online, or we can do this at your place of work. And also, take a look at our other webinar videos, yoursafetybell.com/webinars. There's lots of other really helpful information. And remember, go onto the Health and Safety Executive website, download HSG 65, Management of Health and Safety, or HSG 159 for managing your contractors. It's all free information there for you. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and we look forward to talking to you very soon. Bye-bye.